Hi there, it's Catherine here from Pinky Fingered Cat, and I'm going to make some artist trading coins. So these are like the latest thing that everyone is obsessed with, and I am also completely and utterly obsessed with. So all I know is that the first time anybody seems to have seen these, they seem to have been invented by Crafty Hodges on her YouTube, and I know if you search for Artist Trading Coin or Crafty Hodges, you'll find the video that I'm talking about. Then I picked it up through somebody having watched Nina Ribena doing it last month as part of her Trade It prompt for the month. And they were making lots of different tradable things. So Artist Trading Coins became one of the things that they were trading. And I thought, oh, I'll have a little go at that. Well, that's it. I'm obsessed. So the last couple of days, one of my lovely crafting friends, Chris, has been sharing the masterboards that she's been making out in her garden on the glorious sunny days. She's retired, I'm at work, thoroughly jealous of that. That's what she's doing with her time, but she well and truly deserves a nice retirement, I am sure. And she's then been cutting them into perfect size for ATCs. So I thought, not done a masterboard for a little while, I'll make one. Now, I'm actually using this scrap of mount board. I got off eBay loads of scraps of mount board. Some of them are actually quite large, obviously been cut out from to frame, and these are the bits that they've cut out. So there's some beautiful pieces in here, and do you know what, they take the medium quite well. Not brilliant at overly soaking, and it's quite a porous material, but they do take mediums really well. So I'm going to make something using this, and then we'll die cut the coins out of the background. I'm not sure how far I'll get on the video tonight, but whether I'll actually make finished pieces or whether it'll be a second video to see what I actually do with them, but we'll see how I get on. So for now, enjoy! So I've done some jelly plate printing. So this is my main piece to be cutting out for my background, bit frustrated that I went in quite heavy on one part, but do you know what? It'll still be fabulous. I'm going to do a little bit of stamping, a little bit of stenciling still. That was the last print that I've just pulled from that big plate, which I absolutely adore. No idea what I'm going to do with it, but it's gorgeous. That was the piece that I've been braying off on most of the way through, and also cleaning off the small jelly plate when I brought that into play. And this is just another piece of scrap card that I cleaned my brayer off on. What I tend to do is I tend to have a few scraps of card always hanging around on my desk, and as I'm doing my jelly prints, I just use them to brayer off, and they always come in handy for some kind of art journaling or for making a postcard or something. I never normally bear to part with bits and pieces of printed paper like this. So that's obviously only got the one layer. That's got two layers, although you can see all the different colours in it because there was various bits stuck all on my brayer. That's got obviously the several colours plus a little bit of the stripe from the pattern, and then a little bit of print on it that I adore, and I'm really gutted that it was a piece that was too small, but it'll get used for something. As I said, this is my main piece, so I'm not bothered about going all the way to the edges because obviously I know that I'm going to die cut this. So I'm going to have a little bit of a clear up, get rid of all my mess, and then I shall start on the next layers. I think I'm done with my stamping. There's a couple of spots need to still dry off. I have little boxes here that have got random stamps in them that have all been used to do mixed media, so they're all a little bit yucky, not particularly in good quality. Some of them are probably some of the oldest paper artsy stamps that anyone will have ever seen. I actually bought them secondhand, so I can't confess to being an early adopter of paper artsy. I'm definitely a little bit later on that bandwagon, but on that bandwagon I am. But yeah, so it's a whole load of different random stamps, and they're from various different suppliers. As I say, they're not a great nick anymore because they've been used for classes and doing mixed media stuff, so I tend to just keep them for doing backgrounds, and that's about it. I also decided to keep things fairly linear, with fairly strong geometric shapes. So the stencils that I chose were either stripes or squares or rectangles or circles. I didn't go for anything sort of like with a distinctive pattern. But then when it came to the stamping, apart from the big blocks that you can see, which are just a fab, I've no idea where I got that stamp from, but it's great, I love it. I put in some text. This, which is a little bit like a scale on a, I don't really know what that is. Let's just see if I can read any of it. Nope, no idea what that is. But anyway, that's got some numbers and some weird blocky bits. I want to say it's something to do with sewing, but I could be very wrong, or it could be something to do with maps. Now, how random is those two things? Please do comment if you know what that pattern is taken from, because it's clearly lifted from something, but I don't know what. So yeah, so there's some text, there's some numbers, there's that strange blocky thing that we don't know what it is, these little blocks, and because I was stamping in a mixture of the opaque and the translucents, I love how that's finished up. So you've got some opaques that obviously just block out the colour underneath, like this blue, and then you've got the translucents like this yellow, probably you can see it better on this bit here, where you can see the colour underneath as well. So I absolutely love that. Then I brought in the black, and the reason I brought in the black was that I just needed those colours to just really lift, and the best way of doing that is adding black. So I think I'm ready for die cutting, but because my die is actually part of a multiple die, so let me just go and grab it. Okay, my die is Sizzix Stampin' Up Circles number 2, and it's a Biggs die. Okay, so this one is my 2.5 inch circle, but obviously I can't die cut that piece without cutting all the rest of them out if I had to do that, and I don't want to do that. So what I'm actually going to do is start chopping this up into pieces so that I know that I can die cut. And because of the way I'm doing this, I am not really thinking about what pattern is going to be taken from the die. I'm not going to think about that. I'm literally just cutting them into the right sort of size. And if you do it like this, you don't think, oh, I've just lost my entire background, it's gone. So that's going to create me, I think, 4 coins. And this, I think I'm going to get my ATC die, and then I can have a couple of ATC backgrounds. And again, my ATC backgrounds, I think I'm just going to cut it in half. Just go for it, Catherine, cut it in half. Yeah, that'll do. So I know I'm going to have loads of leftover bits, but that's fine. I'm quite happy. There's still loads of it being used, and I'm happy. So bear with me whilst I go and do my die cutting off screen. Okay, all my die cutting's done, and I have not yet looked at what they all look like. So I've got those pieces left over, those frames left over, and those little chunky bits and pieces. So I might be able to use some of that at another point, but we'll probably end up throwing that away. And look at those fabulous ATCs already started. Cute. Very cute. Also cute. Also cute. So it's always a nice surprise when you do it like this. I die cut it face down so I can't actually see. What happens when you do that is you get a much smoother edge on this side. If I cut it that way, it tends to leave a little bit of a lip, and that's on the artwork side, and I didn't want that. Right, so I'm just looking at these bits and pieces. Not entirely sure about those two at the moment, but these would make some fabulous sort of frames. So at the moment I'm doing index card a day. I've already done the one that I've posted for today, but look at that, and then I could put a photo in, or a picture, or a stamped image. Yeah, definitely going to keep hold of these for that purpose. So they've been ferreted away with the rest of my index card a day stuff. I also quite like these little chunky pieces, and I was thinking that they might work as well, but no, I'm going to be brave. In, gone. These, I'm pretty sure I could probably do some inches out of. Absolutely, there's a good inch space in between, so I'll just need to cut those down, and then I can make some inches from those. Sorry, wobbly. Right, so here's everything I have done so far today. I've done some inches, that are started. One of them's a little bit wobbly. Might have to do a little bit of creative license and just cut that little bit off, so even though it's probably just slightly less than an inch, it'll be fine, just to make it less wobbly. So we've got the ATC, the Inchies cut out, 2 ATCs cut out, 4 artist trading coins cut out, and that's out of the piece of Masterboard, which was cut off mountboard, that I started with. I have this cute piece that I started on, not quite sure what I'll do with that yet, but I'm sure I'll come up with something. And I just added, because I've got some black paint left on the craft mat, I've added a little bit of stamping to that and a little bit of stamping to this bit, and both of these are the braided off pieces of scraps, and another piece where I've started the brayering. So I hope you enjoyed that, and if you did, then don't forget to give me a like, so that I know and YouTube knows that you enjoyed what you're watching. And if you want to see more, then subscribe. I will come back for the next video, hopefully in the day or so. It depends how long it takes me to edit these. And you can watch me finish off. I'm not sure what I'll finish off, whether it'll just be the Inchies, just be the ATCs, just be the coins, but I think the coins are definite because they were the starting point. That's what I wanted to be able to do. These were just bonuses from that piece of Masterboard. So until next time, bye.